You know, I was sitting here with my coffee this morning thinking about this little YouTube channel of mine. And I had to laugh. If someone had told me a few years ago that I'd be making videos and putting them out on the internet for complete strangers to watch, I probably would have said, "You've lost your mind. Seriously." I can still remember when the idea first popped into my head. It wasn't some big dramatic moment. It was more like a little thought that kept coming back. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel. Did you ever have an idea like that? One that just keeps tapping you on the shoulder. You push it away because it doesn't make sense. And then there it is again a few days later. Because that's what this was like for me. And I'll be honest, my first reaction wasn't excitement. It was, "Who do you think you are?" I remember thinking, what do I have to say that people haven't already heard before? I'm not an expert. I still can't figure out half the technology. There are days I hit a button and hope for the best. I like hitting buttons. Have you ever talked yourself out of something before you even gave yourself a chance to try it? I think I had become really good at that. Not because I didn't have dreams, but because life has a way of keeping us busy, doesn't it? There always seemed to be something that needed my attention. Somebody needs help. There was supper to make, a problem to solve, someone I loved who needed me, and I loved being there for the people I love. I truly do, and I still do. But can I ask you something? When was the last time you stopped and asked yourself what you wanted? Not that needed to be, not what needed to be done, but what everybody else needed from you. I mean, you. What sounds interesting to you these days? What excites you? What have you caught yourself thinking? I'd really like to try that. I realized I hadn't asked myself those questions in a very long time. Then I started this channel. And the funniest thing happened. I thought YouTube was going to be about learning, cameras and editing and trying to figure out thumbnails. Instead, it ended up introducing me back to myself. Have you ever had that happen? You think you're doing one thing, and then you realize it's really about something completely different. Because that's exactly how booking my trip to Spain felt too. On the surface, I'm going to walk the Camino Frances. But I don't think it's only about walking. I think it's about finding out who I am when I'm listening to my own voice again. Just my voice. What do I enjoy? What do I think? What do I still dream about? And I have to admit, some of the answers have surprised me. I honestly thought that by this age, I'd have myself all figured out. Did you think that too? That there would come a point where you'd have all the answers and you'd know exactly who you are and what you want? Because that hasn't been my experience at all. I still change my mind. I still discover new things about myself that I didn't expect. Take this Camino trip. There are days I think, Carol Ann, what are you thinking? I mean, I'm going to Spain by myself to walk across a country I've never been to before. I don't speak the language. I don't know anyone. Some days that feels exciting, and other days I think I've completely lost my mind. Do you ever have those moments where you wonder if you've become incredibly brave or just a little bit crazy? Maybe it's a bit of both. And then I find myself getting excited all over again. I'll picture myself walking into a little village or having a coffee somewhere in Spain, and I think, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Have you noticed that sometimes the things that scare us the most are also the things we can't stop thinking about? I keep wondering why that is. Maybe it's because there's still a part of us that wants to see what we're capable of. Maybe it's because we're not nearly as finished as we think we are. I don't know. What I do know is that starting this YouTube channel and booking this trip have both done something I didn't expect. They've made me curious about myself again. They've awakened feelings in me that I haven't since I was a teenager. Have you ever lost that curiosity and then suddenly found it again? It's such a strange feeling. It's almost like running into an old friend you haven't seen in years and realizing you still like her. I think that's how I feel. I still don't know where this channel is going to go. I hope it grows. I hope more people pull up a chair and join these coffee chats. But even if it doesn't happen overnight, I'm glad I started. Because I think this little channel gave me something I didn't even know I was looking for. It reminded me that I'm still becoming. Anyway, that's what's been on my mind over coffee this morning. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you surprised yourself lately? Have you done something that made you stop and think? I didn't know I still had that in me. I'd really love to hear about it because maybe that's one of the nicest parts of getting older. I finally stopped trying to prove myself to everyone else and start paying attention to the parts of myself that still have a few surprises left. And I expect a whole bunch more than I can imagine.